This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Cake is a Lie.
Sup?
I'm Johnny525.
Samson.
Tom the Doubter.
Tom the Doubter. So we might as well get right into it. We were just had a good 15-minute argument over the new 3D character model for Metal Gear Solid.
I actually would rather see the real picture that they took from her. The girl that they probably had dressed up like that.
I don't think they had her dressed up like that.
Oh, really?
I don't think they did. I think they took pictures. I mean, just like we got here.
I was assuming the baggy T-shirt was because she was wearing something underneath that was very revealing.
It's entirely possible. Did you watch the video? I didn't watch the video.
No.
There was a video?
Play?
It's not in English, I'm sure, so.
Okay.
Well, they did just put a company, Kojima, they put a company in America recently. They just opened the doors.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. 3D scan. I love the music. Like, it's...
As quiet, because we don't want our females to speak in our games.
I didn't realize that she was mute until I was
douchebag.
reading one of the other things about that she was mute. And I was like, oh, that makes sense with her name, I guess.
Yeah, Metal Gear isn't really known for its strong female roles or anything.
Oh, now you're defending it?
Or subtlety. He was being sarcastic, I'm pretty sure.
I was being sarcastic. No, they have plenty of strong female characters in the Metal Gear Solid universe.
I haven't played since PS2, so I'm not sure the last... There's been 2 since then, right?
Well, and remakes.
What was the one that came out on PS3? I guess it was
I'm assuming
4.
it was 4.
Patriot or the...
Yeah.
God.
This is the dumbest video I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Bored.
They're just showing the face recognition
They're
system.
just showing
probably.
motion capture.
Yeah.
She's making faces.
To be honest, I'm actually not impressed with the way they made her face look. I feel like it looks nothing like her. Maybe it's the hair.
Well, it looked like she was wearing makeup in the video, and they took off her makeup in these 3D images. Her face actually it looks
that is true. It
a lot more tired. So.
I didn't notice the thing on her left arm.
I don't think it was in the other ones.
She must be a basketball player. She must have something wrong with her elbow.
No,
it is in the other ones.
Yeah, it's just the
angle. Angle.
Yeah.
That's actually really weird that she's wearing something like that. Is it rubber?
That's what I'm...
It's a full glove. Maybe she's like, I've got a robot arm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That'd be badass.
That would fit in with Metal Gear.
Well, I just mean it makes sense. She's a half robot, so she doesn't have to wear clothing anymore.
Well, obviously.
Doesn't that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Tom was defending it.
I'm against it. It pisses me off.
I'm not against it. I just don't understand the purpose.
A majority of the industry, I can't say entire, but a majority of the industry has been working.
Why did they put it back up? No, he threw the thing off the desk again because it was annoying him like last week.
A majority of the industry has been getting away from the slutty look of the female characters and going towards more strong female characters that female gamers can get behind and appreciate. And then he goes and he's like, no, I want full sexy.
So I actually just came to the realization, I seen one of the articles below, but Tomb Raider was a failure. They didn't sell enough copies.
Commercial failure.
Failure. They didn't make as much money as they thought they did.
I know.
It didn't do bad.
I know it didn't do
entirely
bad.
what they're basing it off, though, is their sales figures.
I know. I'm just saying. I wonder if the
Adam, I think
less sexy version of her reduced the sales.
I was gonna say if they put her in a bikini with a sniper rifle, I'm sure they would probably sold enough copies.
Probably.
I think we're on the agreement.
Yeah, all of us, even you.
I'm not even going to humor you.
I'm totally making shit up. I just that's the only thing I can come up with why it doesn't actually sell as well.
Did they give a sales figure? I mean, I've seen talks of this before. I mean, they've been saying that they consider them commercial failures for months now.
They mentioned
it sold like 4 million copies or something.
Units.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is quite a bit.
4 million units in 6 months.
But it could be honestly just the fact that the production value with a lot of those games was really high, and it just to make up for it, they have to sell a lot of copies. This is like the same with the movies. When the movies are really high production, they have to sell so many. And if they don't, it's a failure.
It wasn't COD, so.
That's true. No, I think all this has to do with the fact that I'd imagine all game sales are down other than from the PC side on consoles.
Probably.
Just because the consoles are coming out soon, and they've been known about for over a year.
They've been rumored about, but when Tomb Raider came out, there was no confirmation that new consoles were coming out at the end of the year.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like it was the worst told secret or the worst kept secret that they weren't coming out at the end of this year.
Right.
As of last year. I don't know. At least I always
a lot of people were expecting 2015 or even 2017.
I was expecting 3 years ago, but that was didn't work out.
Yeah, some of them were expecting 3 years ago, but
well, because the normal cycle is 5 years.
Right. Nobody expected it. What has it been? 12 years?
What? 8.
8
for the 360, and it's been 7 for the PS4.
So.
And Wii, I guess, but they already released the shitty console. So
right.
The Wii U is doing poorly. It's sold under 4 million units, I think, or something really small.
Wow. Well, we got an article about that too, don't we?
Yeah, it's BBC News. Nintendo faces path to irrelevance.
I guess we can talk about that now.
And
it's called transitioning.
The maker,
something we don't do very well.
Nope.
It's the maker of the Jaguar system in the 90s.
Yeah, I think so.
And it went out of, I think they went out of business, and he's seen a similar trend as far as the Nintendo system goes.
Oh, I mean, I talked about with the 2DS. One of those things where they literally just, I don't know if they only focus on Japan and nowhere else, like if that's where they're trying to sell to.
Right.
But that's not where they're gonna. That's not how their company survives.
One of the things he brought up, which is a good point, is he's seen handhelds being more and more pointless. Not that they don't come out with good games, but because we have all these smartphones, tablets, and the games that are coming out on them, and not to mention the new games that are going to be coming out.
Well, and even how the Vita is going to work with the PS4.
Yeah. No. So. I mean, from what the article said, he does make a lot of good points.
Oh, yeah.
As far as Nintendo's, I don't know. I mean, they're friendly to their customers, but
there's a lot of. I don't remember which company it was. I think Activision is literally making 0 games for them right now.
Well,
for the Wii U.
Yeah.
Because of the sales.
It was either EA or Activision.
I was going to say it can't be Activision because they did confirm that Ghost is going to come out.
There's a number of companies that are just not making games for them anymore. It's just not worth it.
Well, but that game's not specifically for the Wii.
No, not exclusively.
I think that's what they mean. They're not making anything like specifically to utilize anything in it, which is ridiculous. That I don't know. I mean, if you look at the specs comparatively to the PS4 and the Xbox One, it looks like it's a little bit better than the PS4. Like it should have been with that cycle, but of course the Wii was, and it wasn't. You know, they're always a cycle behind, it seems like, and it's really starting to.
Well, the problem with Nintendo is that they're not embracing the hardcore fan base.
Well, not even close. Yeah.
I mean, they're sticking with the casual.
Well, the Wii U sold a lot of units, more than the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
You mean the Wii?
The Wii, the first Wii, but it didn't do anything. I mean, like it didn't translate to the next console because we all felt cheated.
Right.
And I think they're riding that success because I read an article last week where they're basically saying, "Oh no, we're fine." I mean, look at last generation. Like we did fine then. It's like you can't ride on the coattails of that kind of a system.
No.
So yeah, they're gonna be. I think by this time next year they're gonna be very relevant.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
You think they're gonna have a comeback?
I think irrelevant. I think they're gonna be irrelevant. I don't even think there's gonna be news about them.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be.
Well, to be honest,
dying.
The only thing that's gonna keep them afloat for a while is the
Pokemon.
Well, there's Pokemon, I guess,
Mario.
but I was also thinking Smash Brothers. That's huge.
Yeah.
Then there's also the Link franchise that we've talked about. So it's just they already have a teaser posters of that.
I don't know if it's going to be enough to get. I mean, are you going to buy a Wii U just to play Smash Brothers?
No way.
Exactly, and you're. I mean, as far as people I know in real life, you probably enjoy Smash Brothers more than anyone else, like by a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't mind playing the new Super Mario 3D World. Like, it looks like it'd be fun.
I wouldn't mind playing a lot of the games around there, but I'm not going to go buy a console to do it.
No, not the price.
You don't want to buy a console just to play like 3 games?
I haven't played any of the new Super Mario Worlds or anything.
Well, to be honest, your thing is so close to the desk that it was like...
I'm so short. I can't help it.
Yeah. So I didn't put it in the docket, but last week we were talking about the Mega Man creator.
Yeah.
The new game.
They're like 2 point something million now. Or 2
Are they over 2 now? When I looked last night, it was 1.9.
Oh, maybe it was. They were almost 2 then.
They're answering the call. A lot of people have been like, well, the game's not going to come out until 2015. What about PS4 and Xbox One? So they added that to the Kickstarter. If they reach 4.4 mil now, they'll release on next-gen consoles.
Wow.
That's cool.
And they're almost halfway there.
So probably just get it for your PC. Because that's the first...
I think everybody that... I haven't gone to Kickstarter and looked, but I'm sure everybody that donates above a certain fund will receive a free PC version.
I think it's just the initial... Like, the initial price point is where it's at.
Be like $10 or something?
No, I think it's more than that. I think it's like...
gone to Kickstarter.
I think it's 25 or 50. I don't remember.
25 wouldn't be bad.
I mean, I'm assuming the game itself won't be more than $30.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah, they're at 1.9. 20 days to go.
Yeah, it should have the... If you scroll down, it should have the...
a $1 minimum pledge to back the project.
Oh, that doesn't... You had to go pretty far down to get to the...
Good grief. Wow. Oh, stretch goals.
That's the stretch goals. But then at the very bottom, they have the whole list of what you get for how much you do.
Oh, 3.3 mil is what they want for PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between...
did they say online co-op?
Here we go. Pledge.
I sure hope so.
It said co-op, something co-op.
Pledge $5, exclusive ID number form.
Just scroll down to the bottom.
Name factor. Well, they're right here.
Oh.
Pledge $20 or more, you get a digital copy.
So 20. Okay.
40 or more. Retro style game manual, digital art book, strategy guide, and digital official soundtrack. Wow.
So $20 is all I care about.
I wouldn't mind going for the 40.
I don't know. It depends on how cool the art book is, I guess. But yeah, who knows? But it's really cool that this thing has gotten that much back. I don't know. I forgot to put it in there. There's actually a old school NES game that they're trying to get a Kickstarter for. It's like a real-time strategy army game where you control like 4 guys. I don't know what it's called. It was like a cult classic, but it wasn't very popular. I've never heard of it before. But I watched some footage of it. It looked like it'd be pretty fun. Almost like a it's kind of like StarCraft, except for there's no like resources. You literally just like you start and you're in combat, and then you control 5 guys and you control them around the map around like whatever. It looks pretty fun. Anyways, they're kind of resurgence of these games, the old school games with new technology, the ones that were really good ideas, but weren't necessarily implemented very well because the technology wasn't there to make the game the way it should have been made. So I really hope that more stuff like this is coming.
Well, there's no shortage of these Kickstarters for games.
That is true. That is true. But, it's nice when someone with the high caliber of the team that's working with this one is doing a Kickstarter, because you're going to get a pretty quality product, I'm sure. I mean...
Yeah, look how...
I don't know. It looks good.
I think it looks fantastic.
Yep. I guess we answered that question.
I might have to back it. Oh, why...
Did you just sign yourself out?
I didn't even fucking touch it.
What were we talking about before this? I can't remember.
Metal Gear.
It's because I don't want to go back to
the Wii U, but I think we strangled that one enough.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Xbox One got a release date. We haven't talked about that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was last week. The 22nd.
22nd.
Which is exactly 8 years from... 9 years from the first one. Or from 360.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the same.
Why did nobody see that coming?
I honestly, I was like, really? I didn't see that? Like, I didn't just wiki that and see when the other one came out? Like, I felt like I was an idiot when I read that.
Well, we were talking about when we were trying to predict, we were talking about,
Call of Duty release.
But they released, they released a list of titles that are going to be available at launch. And the latest date was Watch Dogs, which was the 19th.
Oh, yeah.
We knew it wasn't going to happen on Black Friday. So, it only left the 22nd.
Yeah, or way before.
Or before, which
wouldn't make sense.
With the launch title list. So yeah. Did you pre-order anything yet, Tom?
No.
No. Are you just gonna upgrade your PC?
God.
He's Tom the Doubter. He's just gonna bitch.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're the one complaining about female body. Anyways, I'm getting Grand Theft Auto obviously at midnight on Monday.
Yeah, but that's for the 360.
Oh, 360. Yeah. No, I'm probably going to go with the Xbox One. I'll probably wait a month or two.
Seems like they're going to be available pretty good, pretty well this winter.
Really?
Because AMD is not. I mean, they mass produce the shit out of stuff already, so there's not going to be a shortage of parts, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, and then as far as the computer goes, I'm going to have to get someone like you to look at, like, as far as what I need to upgrade. I do want to play some of the newer PC games coming out, and I'm due
well, yeah, because Battlefield 3 released their specs, and I actually have...
Actually,
oh, did you add that?
Yeah.
I was going to add that, and then I was like, I just didn't actually. I kind of forgot.
I worked last night, so I didn't do shit today.
That's okay. God, baby woke up so early this morning that I've been up all day. I think it's like 5:30.
I have to work like 3 days of overtime and pay for my Xbox One and all the shit I want to get for it.
Well, at least you can.
At least I can do that.
Yeah. But I think minimum, who cares? Because that's not really what anyone wants to play the game at.
Recommended.
Recommended basically is a 6-core AMD processor or a quad-core. They basically should have said i5 or i7 quad-core, because just saying Intel quad-core is very... Because they have other quad-cores that aren't up to the same standards as those two. But... Yeah, 8 gigs of RAM, which is actually pretty high.
Yeah, that seemed awfully large. But
I don't know
anything.
And that's not even. And that's not including the RAM from the graphics card too. So I guess potentially it's, what's that, 12? 12 total
11
gigs of RAM.
Yeah, I need
4 and 8.
I definitely need new
graphics
graphics
card. 4 and
card.
8. Oh, 3 and 8. You're right. I saw 4 on the. That's the minimum RAM. But yeah, and then a $200 graphics card, which isn't that ridiculous, because the one I have is like $212, the $79.50.
In the last 8 years, how much have you spent upgrading your computer?
8 years?
Yeah.
About every 2 to 3 years, I upgrade my CPU and video card.
What's that cost?
Well, I'm not a normal person though.
Go on though.
About $500. About every 3 years, I spend about $500.
So, say
but
in the
I
last
still
8 to 9 years, you spent $1,500 upgrading your computer.
Well, I was in high school about that time. I mean, I was just getting into high school then, so I didn't have money to upgrade a computer. So I just had a bare minimum, like $60. I mean, I had a Dell computer then, so I wasn't building them yet. So I've spent about $1,000 over the last 6-7 years over upgrading. That's not, but I bought other stuff as well.
I'm just curious, because I mean that's the main reason one of the main reasons I've never gotten into PC gaming is the cost of upgrading every couple years, whereas I can buy a console for $500 that lasts me 8 years.
Yeah, but it didn't look even close the same.
Nah.
I
don't have to upgrade it though.
I know you don't have to upgrade it, but
I don't have to learn how to upgrade it, and I don't have to pay somebody to go in and put the shit in there and then update all my drivers, and
it takes like 10 seconds. It literally, the amount of effort it actually takes these days is so small, because it's like playing Legos with only one spot for something to go.
As far as my computer goes, and like my drivers and updates and stuff like that, I feel like I left a bunch of food in the fridge and I haven't checked it in a long time. And I don't want to open that door because I don't know what's going to be behind it.
To be honest, usually updating drivers is you literally just go into whatever it is and you look to see if there is any updates, and it's usually the only one that matters or that changes is your graphics, and you can do that usually just from inside your computer. That's not a big deal.
And then all my games stop working.
No, they probably run better. This thing is optimized now for whatever I was playing. But if I was going to recommend getting a graphics card, just for anyone's wondering, get an NVIDIA one, mainly because they have better driver support. So with all these new games coming out that are going to require a lot of different stuff happening from the new consoles, it'll probably be easier on your brain on launch dates for most games. I didn't buy one because they're just more expensive. But, anyways, I guess we can move on. I don't.
I'm not here.
I feel like I was talking to myself.
I fucking like
it's okay. Yeah. I just posted this.
Assassin's Creed Liberation HD coming to PCs and consoles. I did see this earlier.
Yeah, it came out on only Vita.
I think so.
Okay.
It was a handheld. That's
they've upgraded obviously the graphics, the combat. It's HD obviously, but they added missions. So
I like when they do.
I guess they're making it so it doesn't feel like a Vita game and an actual.
Right.
A real.
Yeah. I imagine it'll feel more like an arcade title.
Yeah, I've seen some of the. I was watching some of the combat, and it does look pretty entertaining. Yeah,
is it different?
It's a little bit different. It's a female role. She's a little lighter on her feet.
Okay.
It's the first female role, and she's jumping around. She has a whip. She's using the swing from buildings.
That's a cool.
Yeah. So
she has that instead of a retractable extender claw thing.
Not only that, but she has different outfits she can wear. She can dress like a lady and get into certain places, or she can dress like a towns or slave. Obviously, the slavery is a issue in the game.
Yeah, black?
For the time.
Yeah. She looks black.
Is she ethnic? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, I don't know. I don't think black is
not considered being ethnic.
Well, I don't think that's a bad thing to say. I don't. The whip, yeah, that's cool. So instead of them having put in like things to swing on, you can just use your whip.
To be honest, I don't know. Maybe there's only certain objects. It wouldn't surprise me. But the combat, it looks pretty smooth. They have her doing some flips, and they did add the new the latest Assassin's Creed climbing on trees and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
They added that in.
Some of the stuff looks really good, and then some of the stuff looks like it's from the Vita. That's really strange.
Yeah. But for an Assassin's Creed fan who wants to play all the Assassin's Creeds, not to mention you're not Desmond,
finally you're playing.
I mean, that's cool. Just a little flip over a lunge. But
leg sweep.
Yeah, it's a nice break, and in fact, I've always wanted them to do maybe a female role or a different character altogether rather than Desmond.
Did you see the real life? What would happen in real life if you acted like Assassin's Creed and it was the feathers or whatever, and then the next one was just blood?
Yeah.
Every time I see that, I think of God. What if that was real life?
I would not play a game that was too realistic. That'd be so boring.
Too far, you just. Oh, you mean kind of like the fucking racing game? God, I hate that game.
Or is that a different game?
Grid 2 was terrible too, but it was the game I talked about last week. I can't think of what it's called. I hate it so much that I blocked it in the back of my brain. Driftopia from...
I haven't heard of it.
The Ridge Racer game, the free-to-play game I was talking about last week.
Saw that. I was actually really surprised the Elder Scrolls Anthology, including almost all the DLC, all for just $80.
Yeah,
I know.
Really good price.
That's an amazing price.
If you were to probably quantify how many hours is it in all of those games,
several hundred. They say.
I mean, I'm gonna say with all side missions,
at least.
I don't know. I would say 800, probably 200 a piece. There's 4, right? Or is there 5 games?
I don't know because.
5.
Skyrim alone.
So 1,000, yeah. I'd say 200 a piece. On average, I'm sure the newer ones are more than the older ones, just because of the limitations of whatever console it was on.
Yeah.
So I think.
And the DLC with Skyrim and DLC I think with a few other.
And since on the PC you could possibly do all the mods too.
Right.
There's a lot of mods for probably all of them, or at least the last 2. Which are pretty cool.
And they did just announce how they're actually balancing the factions in Elder Scrolls Online.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's something. It's right there. They have a few different ways, obviously offering bonuses to people. They're also going to have an actual faction cap on the servers. So.
Oh, cool. So it won't be like WoW where there was like 900 million Horde and 8 Alliance. And you're like, well, Battlegrounds suck.
And not only that, but they will balance the keeps so that a smaller party depending on how small their faction is, a smaller party could enter a keep where normally you'd need a larger party to take over keeps and stuff,
cool.
with NPCs. So, there's.
I've been wanting to. I'm in the beta, but they only have like this weekend for 3 days you can play it. I'm like, I have to work all weekend.
The beta.
They literally only have them on the weekend. I have not been able to play yet, and they keep emailing me. Oh, why didn't you play? And I'm like, because it's not during the week. Like, I want to just play at my leisure because I have a fucking kid.
Right. I keep getting beta invites for Infinite Crisis.
Maybe 5 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Sir Jared, he never texts me, but he texts me.
I got in the beta.
Yeah. It's just like, okay.
I was like, yeah, I know. Have fun on the weekend. I can't play because they're all
so
on the
he's
weekend.
probably pretty excited about that.
This was something that was really interesting, which it goes back to the parts that they're using. AMD parts. They're using inexpensive parts.
Oh, are they?
It's like if you were to put the same parts in a normal computer, it wouldn't run any games.
Right.
It's because of the proprietary OS that they have, and it's all geared towards one goal instead of having an actual computer going.
Right.
But it reduces the cost significantly, and so they might actually, with just with the live subscription and some stuff, they're just going to break even right off the bat.
Is that going to affect the quality?
Good.
No, I mean,
because with every 360 they sell, they lose money. So it's good that they're at least going to break even.
Well, they're going to break even with some other sales of stuff, but they're not going to be. What my hope from hearing this is the consoles will get cheaper faster.
Well, will you scroll down just a moment? I'm sorry.
I hope that the developer costs will get lower because they don't have to make up for the fact that they're losing money for every single console. So then developers can do more content.
3-1 this year, Xbox One.
I just hope that it reduces all the costs in general, and then we'll make the life cycle only 5 years because they don't have to try to extend it out long enough to try to make money back from games and stuff.
You think the Xbox One's only going to be relevant for 5 years?
No, I'm not thinking it'll only be relevant for 5 years.
Or, I mean, you think there's going to be a new console in another 5 years?
5 or 6. I hope 5 or 6. I hope only because of the fact that it's just after that long, they become hard to make better games for.
I thought the whole point nowadays was the software updates that they're allowed to do, that's why it's extended the life of the console.
But software can only do too much, go so far as before hardware. You have to have better hardware.
But
in order to make the thing cost effective, they had to reduce the quality of the not quality of the parts as in like it's going to be shitty parts, but just how good they are comparatively to top of the line. You know what I mean? Like they're still a good part, but they're only using 8 gigs of RAM. Eventually, sooner than they think, they're going to be tapped out again. And it'll be easier to transition to a new console when they're not losing money. In my opinion. I'm not saying that's truth, and it could be completely wrong. That's what I'm hoping for, and I could see it working that way. I mean, if you bought a new console every 6 years, that's not a bad time. It was 5 years for the rest of of video gaming since then for generations. So.
Right.
Do you think that maybe they could just come out with different versions of the Xbox One, though?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying
upgraded.
No, because I mean,
is that what you're thinking, Tom? Just like change out some hardware and
that wouldn't work mainly because of the other reason. Like the reason that the Kinect is coming with the Xbox One without any question is because it didn't originally, and developers weren't necessarily going to make stuff to go along with that because only only a little bit of people actually had it.
Right.
So, I would never see them doing that only because it would be this game works for the Xbox One too, and this game doesn't. You know, like that would be weird. Yeah. Unless there was someone you could send in your console and upgrade it, but it's all integrated. They're not pieces. It's all soldered in. Which is where computers are going eventually, but it's just yeah. I'm hoping for at least a 6-year life cycle. For my PC games.
I was going to say for a console that you don't buy.
Well, I'm hoping for game quality, not for actual.
I got you.
I'm going to buy one eventually.
Wait.
But I don't know which one. To be honest, I guess we could move into. I think I posted about the PS Vita TV. Did you guys read about that?
No.
So basically, it's a PS Vita.
Is this the
for
new
your
YouTube
TV
video?
Yes, I think that's what that is. I couldn't really find an article about it.
No, this is where they're all just standing there with the different colored Vitas.
No. This is the PlayStation Vita TV, Basically, it's a Vita that plugs into your TV. It's going to be kind of like a Netflix box. I don't know what the hell that is.
It's a commercial for Pikmin.
Basically, what you can do is if you have a PS4, you can have your PS4 in your living room, and then you could have the PS Vita TV in your room, and then your girlfriend's watching TV or watching a movie or whatever's going on the TV that you can't have access to it. You go upstairs, you have a normal DualShock controller, and you literally stream from your, like you would with a Vita, you stream from your PlayStation 4 to the Vita TV on the TV upstairs over your Wi-Fi. And it also is a PS Vita where you can actually plug in Vita games as well. Never mind, I guess I did get the wrong video.
Yeah, I was like, they showed a bunch of different colors, and then there's
I guess I chose the wrong
Asian
video.
man who's talking about it while there's these people wearing
It's not loading.
correlating
whatever. Don't give a shit about that.
T-shirts with the,
Basically, it's basically the. I don't know if that's going to sway my decision to buy a PS4 because that is the coolest shit ever. The Shield is doing the exact same thing with their Steam account in your computer, but I imagine it would run faster mainly because they're both optimized to just it's not your computer trying to talk with some other device. It's the PlayStation talking to a PlayStation device. You know what I mean? And it all depends on the lag. Basically, it would be just sending H.264 MPEG 4 video file to your TV, and then you'd be controlling what you're doing. But it's like a encoded a way to where it would be small file size, and you shouldn't have latency over Wi-Fi. Well, not enough to where it would matter on a normal game. Now, on Call of Duty or something like that, where it's milliseconds count, I'm not sure. I mean, that's up in the air until it's tested, but that's cool. Also, the PS Vita is also going to be doing on-the-go gaming. Well, you'll actually be able to be on Wi-Fi somewhere else in like the city, or even 3G, but Wi-Fi would probably be recommended, and be able to play games from your console just on your Vita. So play PS4 games on your Vita anywhere in the city that has Wi-Fi, which in a place like New York or where there's fucking hotspots everywhere and the internet's actually pretty good, or LA, I'm sure that would be pretty good. I guess that's enough about that. I don't think I put it in there, and it was very interesting to me.
I saw something about it the other day, but I didn't.
And it might sway people. I don't know. And the only certain Vita games work, because if it takes control of the Vita like back thing, the back sensor, then it won't be available for that, but or it won't work, I should say. So yeah, that was something that I think was just announced yesterday for the Chokyo Game Show, which is going on this weekend.
Right.
So that'll be some fun information for next week. What's this?
The next generation of Ubisoft games.
Okay. What are they talking about? I don't think I have no idea. Did I link this one?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't read it.
Amidst the madness of Gamescom 2013, I'm not going to read it all. I don't even see anything about anything relevant.
Maybe
it's honestly, I think it's just almost a business article in regards to.
It's probably a video that I should have watched to know what was going on. So I guess we can skip that. Maybe
we just won't talk about.
Well, I might not have meant to link it. I was kind of doing it fast today. Anybody
follow any esports this week?
I know the Black Ops tournament's going on right now, right?
MLG Infinity 2. That was this weekend. I think.
There's an MLG going on right now.
Is there an MLG going on right now?
Twitch Black Ops on Twitch had like 20,000 people, which is they usually don't have more than 8. So I'm assuming, and then I saw that there was an MLG thing going on.
Oh, that would explain it.
So,
Optic got rid of a member.
Did they?
Yeah.
Actually, I actually watched them because I've been spending a lot of time on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I was taking a break from League, and what's his name? Scumper Jumper.
Oh, Scumpy.
I hate watching him. Like,
really?
I hate the guy. Like,
really?
And I thought,
he's like the most popular COD player in the world.
I thought League was bad as far as the professionals in League are a lot more fun to watch in regards to they seem so much more mellow and like cool.
They had a lot of drama go on this week, so it wouldn't really surprise me if they were
if they lost a member.
They kicked out a member.
Oh, so that maybe he was on edge or something. Yeah.
I guess they were playing Search and Destroy, and he gets sniped like almost right off this bat. And he's just like, "Fuck you!" And he just flips off the camera. And I'm just like,
that would almost be fun to watch.
I'm like, really? This is how
to be honest,
professionals.
To be honest, though, the StarCraft and League of Legends and Dota 2 players are way different than the fighting game community, and I would actually link Call of Duty or first person shooter guys and fighting game community into the same kind of thing where like the talking shit aspect of
right
of the game is way more prevalent and accepted than it is in any other esport.
I don't like that.
Well, if you're used to one thing, it seems less professional because all other
That's
sports,
what I mean.
Every other sport on the planet that isn't esports, I mean, other than I don't know if soccer has an issue with this or not because I don't watch that, but there's like a penalty for being too obscene and too mean to the opponent because it's taunting.
Right.
And so, and in other, like in StarCraft and those kind of things, they actually do have taunting rules, like at MLG and stuff, I think, for those games. They might not. I mean, don't quote me on that, but it feels like they do because no one ever does it. Other than fun things where they're like, you lost, with their Korean and they're not talking English.
He reminds me of those kids you don't like when you're playing with young people, like online. You're just like, you just want to have some fun, and they're just sitting there.
Why are you complaining so much?
Every time I've watched Scump play, he's been pretty lighthearted, pretty humorous.
I see.
But the fact that they got rid of JCap,
it makes sense. That he was
last
just
week,
on edge.
and there was a big uprising on Twitter about it, and everybody was like, "Fuck you guys! Why the hell are you just dropping somebody?" And they're like, "Well, wait a minute, guys. We're not just dropping him in like spur of the moment thing. This is something that's been coming for months, and we don't share everything with you guys. They all moved into a house together so that they could focus."
He just did.
That is one thing.
And when JCap moved into the house, like immediately he was depressed and down and disagreeable and argumentative, and they had several talks with him about you need to figure out what's going on with you. If you're not into it, if this isn't working for you, we'll figure out something else. And he was picking fights and talking shit, and he was dropping his streams just in the middle of games. He'd just turn off his stream and leave everybody hanging. And finally, it got to the point that they were just like,
well, I guess we can't play with you because you want to play with us.
Yeah, he was creating a bad name for Optic, and they didn't.
Yeah, you don't want that.
They didn't want that. I mean, they're a business, Well,
especially them.
So,
they're huge in that community.
So,
yeah, well, those gamers, that's their job. They've got to.
You got to be somewhat respectful, at least to who you're with.
When you get 5 guys that all move into a house together strictly to play COD to win tournaments, it's. I mean, it's not for everybody. I mean, I couldn't move into a house with 4 guys to focus on COD. I got a family.
Well, yeah,
but
to be honest, most of these guys are significantly younger than we are.
No, they're all in 21, 19, 20, 21. So
league players, 15 years old or whatever. Half of them probably are.
So that would explain.
How old is Darius? He's
probably
young,
why
he's
Darius.
He's pretty young, isn't he?
I
mean,
I think the majority of them are pretty young.
18, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw that
8 new IPs in the works.
Yeah, we have 6 to 8. So apparently they're confused about 2. I'm not sure if these ones are going to pan out or not.
They're like, well, Star Wars Battlefront. Well, it's technically not new.
It's not technically not new, but it's new to us, so it's like a new game.
It's like,
I know.
We'll see what they're talking. They're talking a Battlefield, Star Wars, and something else rotation. Every year they'll come out with a new one. So like this year we're getting Battlefield. Next year we'll get a new Star Wars shooter.
Oh, so they're not going to release a Battlefield 4 every year? Or
no. I guess it'll be 3. Well, no, they're not going annual. They can't go annual.
Well,
but it sounds like it's going to be every 3 years.
I know,
it's going to be an annual rotation between 3 titles.
The biggest complaint with most Battlefield fans, because they're not used to this coming out with a new game every year thing.
Right.
Because they're usually not COD fans, or they are, but they like Battlefield for a different reason.
Right.
And they were complaining that, I mean, it's basically just a spiced up, engine and then a new game just to sell me something.
Right.
Like when they could just, do new content for the beautiful game they already had.
Right.
But so this is actually good news that they're not going to be doing that. It might make all of them a lot more happy.
Yeah. It sounds like it'll be every 3 years.
That's cool. Although, are they going to release a new Battlefront every 3 years? Because that's not exactly
it's going to be a yearly rotation between Battlefield.
I guess we'll see if they continue to do that.
I don't know if it'll be Battlefront, but it sounded like Star Wars.
A Star Wars game,
Star Wars game. And I can't remember what the third one was, but I've seen that talked about a few times.
I thought I saw a Kingdom Hearts thing on there, but maybe I didn't put it on there.
No, I didn't see it.
I think they're releasing Kingdom Hearts HD version or something. Like 1.5 HD? I don't know. I still haven't played any
Grand
of them.
Theft Auto. They expect to break records.
I know.
Oh God!
If they do $1 billion in sales, that would be, I think, the biggest thing ever.
There's a company called Console Me,
mm-hmm.
and it's they're a retailer. They have signs up in their windows that says they'll be closed the day after Grand Theft Auto launches because all their customers and them will be home playing Grand Theft Auto.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I think they said it was a 45-mile,
and that's €1 billion.
That's even more expensive than dollar.
Yeah, that is more.
Yeah,
expensive
I did
than
link a map they released.
Oh well,
it was leaked, wasn't it?
I think they said it was going to be about 45 miles across.
Wow.
Which is insane inside of a game.
Near the bottom. That one.
That's like the size of New York.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
45 miles across is probably the size of New York City.
If you hit the link, they have
and outlying cities.
Let's see here.
Which link? That
this image, maybe.
Oh, is that like a?
They're showing that little split on the map is the image below.
Oh, yeah. How big it's going to be in comparison. Well, I mean, if it's 45 miles across, think about that. That's 15 times bigger than the city we live in.
Insignificant part of the map is.
That's about 15 times bigger than the city we live in. Or 10.
Meh.
I'm not saying live in a big town. I'm just saying, can you imagine traversing that?
No, it's gigantic.
And that it almost seems undersold with how long it looks from top to bottom right there. That seems like that's more than 45 miles of
right.
Well,
real
if
distance.
you're talking about square, isn't that a lot?
Well, I don't know if it was square miles or just across.
I thought it was square.
Oh, okay. So that's bigger than I was thinking.
Yeah. But
I'm not doing math on air.
No, I can't even read it.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to get it, download it and then be able to zoom in.
But they're talking about how it's they were talking about how much work they actually put into the game, as far as they had the art guys traveling to California, talking to police officers, looking at the graffiti, looking at how the city's set up.
Well, they have a movie budget going on here, $135 million.
Yeah,
Wow.
they did say that.
And that's a movie, not a.
I think they posted what they expect to sell in the first few days in that sales article.
I'm not sure. All I saw was the billion. I was like, well,
right,
because they're $60 a piece, so they don't have to sell.
And
it's
then
worldwide.
there's collector's editions too, which are like $200, and
Jesus.
decent collector's editions. I mean, they come with some good stuff. So
I think it'll actually be released in Australia too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how both of those games got the ability to release in Australia, but I think it's going to be. I thought I saw something about that. I guess I'll look into it this week because,
Did you guys read this article on all these developers?
Oh,
who
yeah,
are
yeah,
part
yeah,
of,
yeah. I saw this.
Relic, BioWare, Riot, Volition. Personally, I'm not really too stoked about the game, but
I actually think it sounds cool. A survival game.
Survival simulator.
Yeah, survival simulator. But it talks a little bit about what's going on. I guess I'm second about hitting my mic with my flailing hand
I hit
animation.
mine first, yeah.
Tom hit it first.
Tom hit it first.
Yeah.
I didn't win that. So you're third because I knocked my Red Bull.
Anyways, I think it seems interesting. I mean, it looks like it's gonna have a cool art style, and as long as it's not boring.
Yeah.
As long as you're not just like, oh, I gotta put up a tent and start a fire because it's gonna be cold. Like, not that kind of survivor simulation.
Right.
Well, they said they mentioned gathering supplies.
Yeah, which a lot of people love doing that.
And it looks like this is going to be kickstarted on the 16th
Oh, okay.
to raise funds. So
We will always be spending money on Grand Theft Auto. I don't know why they do that.
I won't because I don't have it on PC yet.
right.
They will eventually.
I'm not.
And then I'm gonna
give it 5
I'm
years.
No, it looks like it should be within 6 months. I
But
think.
by then we will have 5 DLCs on
Yeah.
As good as it looks, I decided to pass on Grand Theft Auto.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you're spending so much money on
Just
because
I'm going to spend so much money on everything else.
Well, you already
November.
spent it, kind of, didn't you?
Kind of, yeah.
Because
the
pre-orders don't actually drain your account until
no, they don't.
it's
You
launched,
don't.
right?
You don't pay for it until it ships.
But
so,
you don't want to be the one of those guys that goes, "Oh,
No,
I guess I don't have enough money in my account."
no, I've pre-ordered my Xbox One. I pre-ordered
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Watch Dogs.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna need a new pair of Turtle Beaches. So I'm looking at like $800 or $900. I think, so.
Yeah, well.
3 days of overtime.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing it all next week, so don't be surprised if I'm not here.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sure we could
I'm sure you can
do a
handle
show
it without
you.
Me. StarCraft.
I had this on here. I think I put this one on here.
I didn't.
Oh, no. This is a guy named Day9 who was a StarCraft 1 professional, and he's a commentator now. Like, he's the most popular commentator. And he has a show called the Day9 Daily. Anyways, him and a bunch of guys from Google and Microsoft and stuff are doing a startup about a real-time strategy game in browser that's free to play.
Nice.
So he is, when it comes to understanding real-time strategy, he's a genius at it, basically.
Right.
He doesn't play anymore. I mean, he still plays, but he doesn't play professionally because he has a real life.
Right.
Or a real job in esports. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He moved on. But he's a very smart person, and I think if they do it right, it should be good.
And it's free. It's free.
Yeah, free to play, and if it's in browser, like, then it's even more accessible. So, yeah, right. We can watch this shit.
You haven't seen it yet.
I don't mean shit isn't crap. I just mean shit.
I think it looks stuff. Fantastic.
I probably.
I'm muting Tom right here, so. Yeah, I think it looks amazing.
No, to be honest though, oh yeah,
I'll mute you too. Don't think I won't.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Let's play.
I need to go back and finish all the other ones before I attempt to even.
This is
else.
I haven't been excited for a campaign like I have for this in a while.
Explosions in space. It's almost so ridiculous. It seems fun.
Directed by Michael Bay.
In a world where things in space are possible.
It's a Michael Bay movie, bro.
You never expect something you trust to turn against you. The rods didn't just decimate the
Deer. Top Gun.
Us open to full-scale invasion.
Saving Private Ryan. Oh.
Our new enemies advanced from south of the equator. Overwhelming and already
South of the equator.
I know.
But I trained you well.
That doesn't give us very many options. We all know Africa is a powerhouse right now.
Yeah.
South
So is
America.
Australia.
Alone.
Australia loves us.
More cutscenes than ever.
Was that a hover ship? That's a pretty good fight scene.
As we know,
A man who truly loves his country
That looks pretty good.
doesn't just give his life. He gives his sons.
Oh, that fire looked terrible.
it looks so bad.
Time to earn the mask.
Down there in the mask. It looks ridiculous. It looks like it could be fun in a ridiculous way.
I think it looks good.
I'm actually
really
most excited about what they did in single player that they transferred over to multiplayer. Was that map
I'm looking forward to
where
that.
it's constantly like falling apart and moving and like rotating? Have you not seen that?
Yeah.
Freefall map?
Sure, I don't
I
know.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
Actually.
well, no, they didn't show it, but they just talked
But-
about how it's basically
The dynamic maps.
Well, but that one specifically, were like
The building's falling.
Well,
Right.
I think you're on a ship or something, and like literally, I think pieces are like falling off of it, and like
Well, there's a building that's like cut
Maybe
in
that's what
half
it is,
somehow, and
and
it's
you're in it.
leaning
Right.
against another
That's what it
building,
is,
and it's
maybe.
constantly sliding and changing the whole level, supposedly. But we all know how COD
Right.
level
It's
developers love
it's not
to
gonna
talk
be
it up.
It's not going to be a different experience every time you play. It's at like the 2-minute mark, it's going to go down 5 feet, and this section of the map's going to change.
Maybe
and then at the
they
4-minute
can
mark,
randomize it. It's in math.
Yeah.
Math works that way.
I'm just gonna make my dog attack all the helicopter pilots.
There you go. Yeah,
Dog, attack that helicopter.
Did we ever learn the real name of Ghost in the Modern Warfare series?
I don't know.
I
what you're talking about?
Did we ever learn his identity?
Like
did that not look like that was Ghost's son carrying on the Ghost theme?
To be honest, are you talking about the guy who was putting on the mask?
Well, yeah. In the section they said, a man who truly loves his country doesn't just give his life; he gives his son.
To be
honest,
and
then he said, "Time to earn the mask."
To be honest, doesn't he look like the same main character in the last campaign?
I don't remember what Ghost's face looked like. All I remember is the mask.
What I meant is in Black Ops 2, the main character in that. The son of the guy from the first.
Yeah,
Black
I
Ops.
thought they looked similar, didn't they?
Yeah, I was wondering if it's just the same guy, but I don't know.
They don't really meld Infinity Ward and
they're the plots.
and Treyarch. Yeah, they stay separate.
Even time period's still a little different.
They
like
look
in
similar.
both games, normally.
Right.
Well, I thought they were both somewhat in the future.
Well, I know, but it always seems like.
But
this is
I guess
first Treyarch
technically,
game that's been in the future, though, hasn't it?
Technically, we are getting Dragonfires in Ghost, although they're different, but they're still quad rotors.
But
it looks like the one in Ghost shot like mini missiles.
They didn't make that
rather than.
Yes, they made it more badass.
Right.
It's not gonna get shot down in the air with someone with
fucking pistol. Got it.
Well,
it's easier to shoot it down with your gun than it is with the fucking rocket.
The reason why I also think why ringing the bell of the first Black Ops is because you're the son of the main. But once again, it is the son.
I don't know.
Of
It's
Ghost.
just kind of what it seemed like to me, but we haven't had any confirmation of that. Just speculation. And since they decided to call it Ghost, everybody's like, "Oh, I wonder if they're going to incorporate Ghost from Modern Warfare."
No, why would they? That would make too much sense.
Yeah,
wordplay.
Well, who knows?
It's gonna be hard for them to make another game after this, considering you've got outer space, and then number 2, the world's in shambles.
Yeah,
from the outer space. Like, do you go further into the future? I mean,
they might change universes on us.
You become Shepard from
their
Mass
universe
Effect.
hasn't been.
Maybe they'll pull Star Trek.
Their universes
Time
haven't
travel.
been
Boom.
interwoven.
And then you have muskets.
20,000 years into the future.
Their universes haven't really been interwoven, have they?
Well, but they've been.
They did a series. They did a 3-game series, Modern Warfare. Treyarch went and did World at War, and then they did Black Ops.
And then Black Ops 2 was in the present.
Right. Future.
Well, you know what I mean. It wasn't the 60s.
Present future. Yeah.
It wasn't Vietnam.
Well, it was future though. So, yeah, with all the little devices and robots. Okay.
Right.
I was like,
but they went from Vietnam to the future.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what
the world of tomorrow.
But what I mean is that they might just. Ghost will be the last one, and then
they can
universe
make, they could probably make 2 or 3 Ghost games, and then they'll go on to another series.
It really depends on.
It doesn't have to be
how much of the world is destroyed, or just one city, like a.
They're not the Tom Clancy franchise. Not everything's gonna take bits and pieces. You're not gonna have the same president.
Well, it's not based off a book.
Right.
But who plays the single player campaigns, anyways?
I haven't.
Besides me,
I've never played one all the way through. Even
really, the only one that I
haven't.
Modern
Warfare 2.
The only one that I haven't played all the way through now
is
Black Ops 2. Yeah, this one's the only one that I
got to the
nuke
and I cried a little bit, and then I just started playing multiplayer again.
The first one's so good.
It's good. It's funny thing is, it's not about not being good. It's just I enjoy multiplayer more. So
I enjoy multiplayer more too. I like the challenge, the competition.
So we didn't talk about what we've been playing this week, bro.
No, we haven't. I finished Diablo 3, or finished my first playthrough of Diablo 3.
I heard it's actually ridiculously more fun than it is on the PC.
I've heard that
because they drop legendaries like fucking candy.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, it's like
I got apparently at least 9 legendaries.
Apparently, by like level 20, you have like a full inventory of legendaries almost.
Do you remember when we were first playing through it? It was like no one saw anything, and when a legendary did drop, it was like completely useless.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna identify this. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's worse than what I'm currently
It's a
using.
helmet that gives me more health from health globes. Apparently.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
God, that's frustrating.
Also, I haven't gotten confirmation from some point of me playing it because the retarded didn't understand what I was saying. Is the free roll? Is there pathing in it? Like, is there unit collision, or can you just fucking free roll through anyone?
There is collision. Yes.
There is unit collision. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not as OP.
So like,
there's a little nice to get out of those
characters that throw.
fires.
There's enemies that throw up walls around you. Like I can't roll through the wall.
No, I don't mean that. I mean unit collision through mobs, like through who you're fighting.
No.
You can't roll through.
No, I
enemies.
run into them all the time. It helps me get out of a mob if I'm trapped.
I
but
was just making sure it wasn't
I do hit 'em.
ridiculously overpowered.
Honestly, what I was thinking of is Inferno mode when you've got the fires, the auras on the ground, the
and everything's on
ice blast about
cooldown, and you fucking can't get out because all your escapes are on cooldown again. You're like, oh fuck, free escape. Never mind.
And then the
I'm not
meteor,
dead.
those meteorite,
Yeah.
the mortar.
Yeah. And there's no cooldown, right? You can just continually do it.
right.
It's so broken.
God.
Basically, I understand why they added it, and I understand why it's easier to get gear because you're not going to have the crazy auction house going on.
I heard that the next patch for PC is gonna up the drop rate for loot.
They always say that. There's a big difference between upping the drop rate and then the drops being like 28%. There's like the chances of getting one are like 1 out of every 100 pieces of loot. It's right now. It's like 1 out of every like 10,000 you get a legendary, unless you have insane Paragon level and magic find.
Right.
Then it goes down to 1 out of every 5,000 for certain things, and some things are still even more rare than that.
Yeah, like the only thing I didn't get that was legendary was like my
really-
pants and my boots.
It really pisses me off that they gave you guys the roll. It's not the drop rate, or I can understand that there's no auction house, or the auction house isn't as prevalent. People don't give a shit about it. It's not. It's a different. I understand that it's different, but it's not so different that it requires a free escape. Really, like there's certain
Especially
characters
when-
like the Demon Hunter. If you play one,
I haven't played Demon. I
they
only played the
literally-
Wizard yet.
So you know the escape you have?
Yeah.
They have that escape as an ability. So you literally could never get touched ever because you're like, oh, ability, roll, ability, roll, and you're firing the whole time while doing this to get away from people. You could never get caught. You could kite forever.
Well,
Especially with movement speed.
you're talking about on the console, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, you'd run out of.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
On the PC, you run out of hatred, or you run out of your
Discipline.
your resource to do your abilities, and you have to fire or do something to make it back up. So you have to kind of get hit.
The timing's just.
Your timing has to be like
Perfect.
impeccable, basically.
Mind you,
Especially in
I
Inferno.
haven't played Diablo in a while since the patches. As far as I don't know if they've changed the difficulty, but when it first was released in Inferno, you had to time every stun, every escape like perfectly, otherwise someone dies in the group.
Yeah. They did reduce. Like I think Paragon level 4 is what Inferno used to be.
Remember
standard, but-
Osmodon? When you first get, oh my god.
Oh, the fire hit me. I'm dead.
I'm dead again. Oh, second phase, I'm dead.
Oh god.
So difficult. I've been raging on League of Legends, so I've been playing a lot of those games, randoms. Man, I'm usually stuck being support or AD carry. I hate AD carry so
We
much.
played some games after last show, and literally like we got into a game and everyone like they literally chose their character, said what they're going to be, and then auto locked. It was like, oh, I guess I'm playing support. I don't even own any support champions really, and it's like, well, I guess I'll just randomly choose someone and hope for the best.
Yeah,
It was sometimes in those games. God.
But man, when you get in a good game, when you
It's so
and
rewarding.
the random person you're with that has synergy, it's just like, oh, this is so much more fun. It's not that you're beating them really badly, but it's just nice knowing that when it's almost like they can read your mind,
Right.
you can read theirs. You go in, you're not making stupid mistakes. It's just. I mean, and I can only imagine how those professional teams feel when these guys play 24/7,
Boop, 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 they just get
and
these-
then it's just
Everything comes together and you just
it's glorious.
I've been playing Rayman Legends.
I saw you were playing that. You did a Let's Play for it, didn't you?
Yeah, I started doing one, yeah. God, I had to reform my computer over the weekend, so I started doing it, and then my computer was being really dumb. So I reformatted and deleted it and did it again.
Right.
But it's really fun. The difficulty, it's kind of like Deadpool in a way, where like there's one skull and like it goes up to like difficulty. Like one skull is so fucking easy, it's not even funny. 2 skulls is still really easy, but like, and then 3 skulls, it was like a moving level and like shit was going crazy. And like 4, it was like even worse. And then 5's like a boss level, and it was like I gotta like go back and get this shit on the first world because I couldn't get it on like the first. And there's no life, so it's like you can just keep replaying over and over again. But the goal is obviously it's kind of like Super Mario World, where like I gotta get all the stars. Same kind of concept. You're saving these guys that are like either tied to a pole or got captured somehow, and they're just randomly around the map, and some of them are hidden. But it's very fun. I didn't realize how. I mean, there really is like 700 levels. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I started playing and like opened up like all of the first, what I thought was all of the like, same as Mario World. You like go into pictures and that's the map.
Right.
And so I thought I unlocked all of the worlds in there, but there's worlds inside of worlds. It's like in fucking Inception. With how like you get into a world and then you open up another thing that goes into like another like set of levels. So there's creatures you can collect, and you can actually change your character to look like another thing in the game. Like once you collect enough stars, then you can just play as another character or a chick with an axe. Like it's really
co-op.
So
I actually don't know if there's co-op.
I don't think there is co-op. I think it's single player.
I thought they discussed co-op levels, but maybe not.
Oh, that was for the Vita.
Oh, only?
I don't know.
There's an online portion of the game that I haven't played.
Okay. It probably is co-op.
I'm assuming there's
would
co-op.
you say it is worth $60?
I would buy it on the PC because it's only $40. It's probably worth $60 because of how long it is and how fun it is to play. It is a lot of content. It's fun to play. Some levels are difficult enough to where it feels rewarding enough. Not a lot of replayability once you get everything for the level. You're not going to go back and play that level again. But I mean, there's so many levels, and then there is like an arena area. It looks like I don't know what that is. I haven't jumped into that yet. I've only probably put maybe 3 hours into the game, or 3 hours of like extended play because I've restarted a couple times. But it's very fun.
I keep bouncing that one around in my head. I feel like I'm craving a good platformer. So
and it's very fluid. Depending on some of the characters, once you switch to them, they seem clunkier than Rayman does.
So there's different play styles. So
yeah, like their abilities are the same when it comes to like, he does a spinning arm thing, or the other person like rolls like a barrel roll. But it's when you're the jumping part of it can feel a little bit different because the models are different sized.
The more you talk about it, it sounds like Super Mario Brothers 2. Like you can play as Luigi and jump super high, or you have the princess that floats.
Well, I mean, it's not that much different, but they all have the floating ability. But it's very fun. I would recommend it to anyone that has some free time before the new consoles come out.
Right.
That likes platforming.
Yeah, especially on the PC because it's so much cheaper. It's $20 cheaper than the console.
Yeah.
And they might reduce the cost.
They might
eventually, but
eventually, but it's not going to be immediate.
Yeah.
So, is that it?
I mean, I played some Smite. It's kind of like League.
Right.
This is a quick story, I guess, about it. Like if you're playing a game and maintenance is coming up and like the server's going to go offline,
right?
And you're like, oh, I could play another game, but it's not really worth it. So you kind of almost fuck around that game because the game's going to like just disconnect from you. Yeah, we were doing that, and half the team didn't want to fuck around. Like, I was like, go all mid, all right, all mid. We'll just fuck around, go all mid, and just see what we can do. So half were playing realistically, and half of us didn't give a shit. And we ended up losing like 8 seconds before the maintenance happened. And the people were so pissed on my team. Like, it was one of those things where like we were just trying to stop them from ending the game,
right?
And we fucked around way too much that they were just so much more powerful than we were that we just. It was pretty funny. Some of the guys were really pissed off. It's like, dude, this is not a serious.
Dude, you're ruining their elo. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ruining their fake elo that doesn't even exist because I'm playing a public game. It's funny, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Trolling people is fun sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. I played a little bit of Black Ops last week.
I thought you were going to play it.
I wasn't. But I finished Diablo, and I had a buddy that
I thought you were going to play Madden 25. Because the sales of that are really good right now. I haven't played
Madden 25 since I bought Diablo.
Oh.
Maybe I'll play some tonight. But I had a really good game. I went 54-7 one game.
Nice.
I was playing on drone. I
haven't played that map because it's new.
No, it's the original map.
I don't know what it is.
You've got they're building the AGRs in the lab room in the building on the right, and you've got the open the helicopter platforms, big sniper map.
Oh yes, okay. I'm talking about now. Sorry.
Playing on that, and I think it was my second Lodestar I called in, and I was in the
I love Lodestar.
I was in the sniper room overlooking the courtyard with the other sniper window. I wasn't in the one with the helicopter. I was in the other one.
Yeah.
Just hiding in a corner. I wasn't even trying to hide. I just went in a corner and I knelt down and called it in. I was like, if I fucking die, I fucking die, because I got my canines and my swarm waiting for me anyway. So, anyways, I call my Lodestar, kill a few guys, I get shot down, and I come out of my Lodestar, and there's a guy right across the room from me watching the door. Didn't search the room when he came in, I'm like, oh hi, how are you? Pink, right in the head. It was funny shit. I should make a video of it.
I do love how sometimes like you come out of something and there's a guy like next to you because like this is a good spot.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sit here and wait, and doesn't realize that you're. Oh hey, bro! Didn't realize you're on the other team there. Didn't see you. Yeah.
It was one of those moments I wish I would have had a shotgun with a round missing, so I could have snuck up behind him and like. But
I don't know. That reminds me of.
Funny.
There's some Battlefield moments that are kind of like that where some guy's up on a sniper ledge and just oblivious to everyone else, and he literally is videotaping himself, sending a guy, like adding him as a friend, and then sending him a message saying behind you,
right?
And the guy finally looks at it and turns around and he just fucking just kills him. But it takes like 30 seconds for this whole process to happen. He's just kind of like typing away on this fucking thing.
Have you guys ever seen those I broke it videos? I broke.
Oh yeah. I broke this game.
Have you seen the Battlefield?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, they're hilarious. These guys will play games that they're a little foreign. They speak English, but then they sometimes go back to their regular tongue. But they'll find bugs or just screw around in games.
Right.
But they're actually really good, decent Battlefield 3 players, and so they'll just mess around like. You know, they'll take helicopters and just land on snipers and like just take off again. They'll try doing the whole like throwing C4 on them while the like people are prone, and some of the stuff they do is pretty hilarious.
That's funny.
Those are the things in Battlefield that I really enjoy. Like, I'm gonna put C4 in the vehicle I'm driving, and then I'm gonna jump out of that vehicle so it runs into the tank, and then I can explode the tank up. Like that shit's pretty fun.
I thought I broke the computer at work last night. I was fucking around and I opened like 100 calculators and it got to the point to where it just like started freaking out and the whole screen started fritzing for like 5 minutes, just flickering.
I want your job.
It was hilarious.
No,
you don't want my job because that was like fuck off time. I run machines all day long.
Yeah, but I don't even get that time.
We got new wireless keyboards and they've got the calculator button on it. So all I got to do is push the button. So I just kept pushing the fucking button and filled the screen with calculators, and then it just crashed. It was bad.
That's funny.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Well, I guess that's it for this week, right?
That's all we got.
Promotion
ends 5 days. Crisis 3
on Friday.
On Friday.
Friday the 13th.
You started another one, didn't you?
I started on the Pin 15 Gaming one. I'm giving away Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Just gotta subscribe and then write subbed in the comments so that I can track you. Because I didn't realize in the first one that if you subscribe and you don't have like the like your subscriber thing like public, I can't even see the person that subscribed.
Oh, really?
Other than the message I get when they subscribe, so I'm just saving them all. Well, we only got like 12 new ones.
All right.
So and it's a 250 subscriber one. It's not a limit, basically, a time limit. Whenever I get that much, I'm giving the game away. So we'll see how long that happens. If
what are you
happens. Like 28.
You got ways to go.
Oh, I got a long ways to go. But I promoted it on YouTube, and hopefully I'll get some more from that. But
just letting you guys know, I'll probably look pretty horrible next time, just because I probably won't be sleeping.
Oh, you'll be up all day playing,
all night, all day.
Next week is Grand Theft Auto 5 release, so he's going to midnight release. And where are you? Where are you picking it up at?
Well,
have you decided yet?
Walmart,
Hastings, Walmart. Oh, Hastings will be open.
Really? Well,
yeah,
for midnight.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I guess for that game they would.
for Grand Theft Auto.
I don't know. Maybe Walmart.
Gameplay.
To be
You could
honest,
drive all the way up to Moscow.
To be honest, Walmart has
Exclusive sometimes.
Right.
well, and their setup is so much better than anywhere
Yeah.
else's because they go. Hey, it used to be you got to go to electronics and you wait in line in the 2 registers. Now they got like 5 open registers up front plus that thing. You just got to walk up front and be like, I'm getting this game now.
360.
Yeah. They just
When
hand
I
it to you,
picked
you
up
just
Halo
fucking pay
4,
it.
when I picked up Halo 4, I still had to be back in electronics, but I could take it up to the registers.
Oh well, I guess it maybe depends on how big their release is. That was for when were we there last? World of Warcraft maybe. I don't remember what the no. It was Call of Duty. It was Modern Warfare 3.
That's right.
And
That was a while ago. Yeah.
well, I'm just that was the last time I bought a console game.
Right.
So I just
Yep.
pre-install.
So I won't all be here.
Yeah.
I'll just-
Hopefully they start doing that on the consoles within the next 6 months.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll give you guys my review.
Preload digital copies.
Yeah,
you
we'll get your day one review. So since there'll be no way in hell you'll finish the entire story, but
Gonna just rush it.
you're just gonna blow through it.
Yeah.
Screw the side missions.
Nope.
So guys,
Don't have time for yoga.
I'm really hungry, but I haven't eaten in 24 hours. But the game's really fun. I beat it. World first.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good night.
Night.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science.